Hello and welcome. This is Mr. Lauren with Reading is Fantastical here with another great book review for you today. Of course, we are kind of continuing the month of February with our Black History series. And so we're going to bring some relevant stories that I think that you will enjoy and learn from. Now, this particular story is about the history of Congress. Okay, this history of Congress, and one of the first of Congress, and who was elected and represented there. This is from back in the day. So let's learn about the true history, who was there, and what they did. And I think you're going to really enjoy and learn a lot. So let's see what that's about. All right. And here we are. There is the first picture. Of course, this one's entitled Shirley Chisholm Dared. Shirley Chisholm Dared. And you see her there, the story of the first Black woman in Congress. Okay, so that's what this is about. And of course, in this particular case here, we have the book. We want to make sure that you're able to get access to these stories so you can read them for yourself. We draw you in. We encourage you to listen to this podcast and tune into this channel. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this channel because I think you're going to learn a lot about a lot of things. Okay, so you can always send us information if you have a certain book that you want us to review and to share with other people and learn from. So once again, this is for you, your family, your parents, your friends to learn and grow from. This is not, I'm not trying to pass on anything that is not already true or that is not, hasn't been vetted. All right. So once again, just a little bit of story. I encourage you to dive deeper to find out all of the details. Get this at a public library or buy it for yourself. Let's go to the next page. And so we have the inside cover here. I'm going to go ahead and get caught up here. There's a lot of pages, so I may have to go a little bit quickly. Meet Shirley, daring, rebellious, persistent. Here is the story of an outspoken little girl who studied hard, fought for what she believed in, and grew up to become a trailblazer for women and African Americans as the first Black woman elected to Congress, United States Congress. Okay. All right, let's go to the next page. And so here is as you can see, this is a copyright page. We always encourage you to go to the copyright page to find out more information about the publisher and book and authors and illustrators and things of that nature. You see a lot of good information here and where this is housed, of course, Library of Congress and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so make sure that you take a moment to review this. All right. Okay, so here's the author page. Shirley Chisholm Dared, the story of the first Black woman in Congress, written by Alicia D. Williams and illustrated by April Harrison. Okay, and there's a little campaign button, Shirley, vote for Shirley, that type of thing. You see there? All right, let's go to the next page. All right, so now let's go ahead and talk real quickly as I kind of get prepared. So are you ready to get to the story? Are you sitting comfortably? Relaxed? Do you have your reading ears on? Are you being quiet and keeping your hands to yourself? All right, let's go. All right, so we have page 1 here. We seem to see that someone is outside. I'm going to go ahead and get caught up in my book here so we can do it together. Someone's outside. We see them holding up, looks like a bag. Okay, and we see a house that's in the background. Let's go to the next page. We see a little girl being held, apparently maybe by her father. And we see a little girl over here dancing, right, on a stool or something. So let's read what's the information here. Meet 3-year-old Shirley St. Hill, a busy little girl who asks way too many questions. She and her immigrant parents, along with her 2 baby sisters, live in a tiny apartment in Brooklyn, one they can hardly afford. Seeing that Shirley needs room to run, her mother thinks it might be a good idea to take her to her grandma's, plus they'll save money. All right, so we see the family there. Okay, to the next page. All right, so we see them on, looks like a boat of some sort. Okay, let's see what's going on here. So the girls and their mother board an old steamship in New York Harbor and set off for Barbados. Wow, okay, gonna go to Barbados, from Brooklyn to Barbados, right? We see the kids there, so just 3 and somebody else as well, maybe. All right, let's go to the next page. Or after 9 days, the family arrives to welcoming hugs and kisses. This might be grandma, right? But just as the island smells and sounds start to feel familiar to Shirley, it's time for mother to say goodbye. Hmm, what's going on here? For the mother to say goodbye? Oh, she may be dropping off the kids. Let's find out. Let's go to the next page. This is after 9 days. So, still Shirley doesn't settle into sadness. Oh no, she has work to do. Though she's younger and tinier than her cousins, she's just as strong. She hauls buckets of well water to thirsty cows, pigs, and goats. Shirley even bosses her cousins around. We see all the cows here. Look at that. We see the milk and goats and pigs. So, the community have lots of farm they're on. Let's look at the next page. And we see, oh, that must be Shirley there, bossing her cousins who are bigger than her and older than her. So, what are you doing, little kid? Who are you talking to? Right? Let's go to the next page. Oh, this is funny. It looks like there's eggs in the background, everything on the ground there. Okay, let's go to the next page. All right, that's Shirley. Okay, we see, oh, looks like classroom environment here. Looks like there's a teacher there. When classes start in the British one-room schoolhouse, 4-year-old Shirley proudly sits on the front bench and won't budge. Okay, so we see the kids looking in one direction. Let's go to the next page and see who they're looking at. Oh, that must be Shirley. She's the smallest one. That girl is daring. She's gonna sit in the front row, front bench, and she's not gonna move. She's gonna get her learning. She's gonna get what the teacher has to say, right? She's ready to learn, got a pencil and paper ready. Okay, she's nicely dressed in uniform. All right, let's go to the next page. Yeah, she's funny. All right, so we see some information here. Back in the States, that's United States, the Great Depression begins. Many people lose their jobs and can't afford homes or food. So that might be a good idea that they did that. Go to the bottom of the page. Mother makes little as a seamstress and father as a baker's helper, right? So at the time, may have been a good idea. I'm sure it may have been sad for them to send the kids away, though. Very sad, right? Let's go to the next page. All right, so we see everybody together here. Looks like in the family room. But they missed their daughter's laughter bouncing off the walls so much that after 6 years, they bring the girls home. Shirley moves back to Brooklyn. So 6 years she was in Barbados, learning and growing and getting big and stuff. And the parents are probably saving money and then they said, nope, too much. Let's bring him back. So they go and bring him back to Brooklyn, right? Back to the United States, Brooklyn, New York. Right, next page. Here we go. At PS 84, that's one of the schools. They name them different numbers in New York area. I'm not sure all the information, but I know this. So PS 84, the principal introduces Shirley to her new classroom. Third grade? Hasn't she already learned third grade reading, writing, and arithmetic? Sure, she's only 9 years old, but in Barbados, she had just been promoted to sixth grade. Sixth grade. Wow. Sorry, but you don't know American social studies or geography, the principal tells her. Okay, so in Barbados, she was in the sixth grade. She come back to the United States in Brooklyn. They put her in the third grade because of her age, I would imagine. And so she has to kind of learn the American information according to the principal, right? All right, so let's go to the next page. So we see PS 84 on the wall there. In no time, Shirley is bored and restless. She snaps rubber bands at kids' heads. She flicks spitballs when the teacher turns her back. Finally, the school assigns her as American history tutor. And just over a year later, Shirley proudly sits in the eighth grade. Wow. So she's learned a lot in Barbados. They really taught them a lot. And so she came home and got bored, and so they promoted her even to the eighth grade, right? She jumped way ahead of everybody. All right, let's go to the next page. Okay, so we see here, looks like we're back in the house here. Every day after dinner, her father asks what she's learned. Every day, Shirley offers details. And every day, he tells her, study and make something of yourself. Study and make something of yourself. So he encouraged her to continue to learn everything the teacher's saying and to do better, right? Make something of yourself. That's good. I like that information. See that how they have family time there? Okay, they're asking her questions about what's going on. Go to the next page. All right. So we'll see the family together, sitting together around the dinner table, talking. In the evening, Shirley listens in as her father and his friends discuss politics, how poor people are being mistreated, and that folks should fight for their rights. She learns about a man named W.E.B. Du Bois. Well, it's debatable on how you pronounce it. Some people say Du Bois. I was always taught W.E.B. Du Bois. Okay, who spoke of Negro rights, and Marcus Garvey, who spoke of Black pride. Right? Let's go to the next page. Right, so she's learning what the grown folks are talking about. By the time Shirley begins girls' high school, her mother is warning, come straight home, focus on your homework and piano practice, no pop music, absolutely no boys. So no distraction. I guess in our day, no phone. Can't have a phone. You're gonna learn your lessons and learn piano practice and no listening to secular music, I guess, outside music, being distracted, I guess. Hmm? Shirley breaks curfew. She lets boys walk her to the door, and instead of classical music, she plays jazz. So sometimes kids don't always listen. Okay. All right. So you see the boys. Ooh, getting kind of close. Look at that bottom picture. A little bit close. Let's go to the next page. That young lady is rebellious. Mother tries to explain that she's strict because she wants Shirley to grow up and be someone, right? So we see them playing the piano, they're dancing around, they're doing what other kids are doing in the community, right? In school and everything else, right? Let's go to the next page. All right, now meet 17-year-old Shirley, a smart young lady who attends Brooklyn College. She studies sociology and Spanish. It isn't acceptable for Black women to study politics or law, but that doesn't stop her from joining the Political Science Society. Oh, that's good to learn the outside groups, to learn what's going on. Be part of an organization, right? Go to the next page. See a political science meeting on the paper, the flyer that she has in her hand. Okay, let's go to the next page. After graduation, Shirley tries to get a job as a teacher, but over and over she is told she doesn't look old enough. She finally exclaims to a nursery school director, give me a chance to find out whether I can do the job. That woman is persistent. And on the spot, the director of Mount Calvary Child Care Center hires Shirley as a teacher's aide. She's persistent. Got to keep pushing, 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 try to get what you want. Okay, so you can't stop at the first no, right? That's basically what it's talking about. Go to the next page. After work, Shirley travels more than an hour by subway to take classes at Columbia University Teachers College. So we see the page here, and she's okay. That's the top part. Okay, and then she's apparently some sort of conference in the bottom part. Let's see what this is about. Maybe a debate school or something. Let's go to the next page. Ah, okay. Let's see what's written here. She attends political meetings too. When she has a question, Shirley bravely thrusts her hand into the air. She asks, where's the money to make schools better in her Bedford Stuyvesant, Stuyvesant, I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing that, community? Why isn't trash picked up regularly? Why can't Bed-Stuy have as much police protection as other districts? That woman is too persistent, according to them, right? Go to the next page. This is good stuff. Okay, so we see a picture here of different people. Okay, politicians promise to help, but don't. So Shirley joins the 17th Assembly District Democratic Club during a time when women members can only do chores like writing thank you cards. Each year, the club holds a banquet to raise money, and the donations are collected in cigar boxes. Shirley's role, cigar box decorator, she paints, glues pictures, and makes the boxes so dazzling that people can help but give. Those are very fancy looking boxes, right? Go to the next page. All right, see the other women and the glue and the meeting and how they're decorating stuff. So still Shirley wants to know, why are only women making cards and decorating boxes? Why should we put up with this? Yeah, echo the other women. Why should we put up with this? That Shirley is a troublemaker. Wow. Finally, the club sends a letter thanking Shirley for her hard work and kicking her out. It's doing too much, according to them. Shirley isn't bothered. After all, people don't have to be members to attend meetings or to ask questions, right? That's true. Let's go to the next page. When she is 25 years old, Shirley St. Hill marries her college sweetheart, Conrad Chisholm. Oh, look at her. They're nice. And we see the cake. We see her flowers and his husband. Very nice. Congratulations. Let's go to the next page. Meet Shirley Chisholm, a busy young woman who still asks way too many questions. Teaching now takes over her life. At 29, she becomes director of the Friend in Need Nursery School, and a year later, director of the Hamilton Madison Child Care Center. So she's teaching it. Oh, she's reading to the kids just like we are right now. Hey, how about that? Maybe I could be a director somewhere. All right, let's go to the next page. All right. In her community, politicians keep making promises, yet nothing changes. So Shirley steps her white Oxford heels back into politics. She helps create the Unity Democratic Club. She works to organize after school programs for kids and improve housing conditions for inner city neighborhoods. She organizes voters, stuffs envelopes, and circulates petitions. Okay, so we see the outside area here. Let's go to the next page. Ah, there she is, talking to people, handing out flyers, telling her to vote, different people and such. Very cool. Let's go to the next page. All right, a seat in the New York State Assembly opens, but there's one problem. It has always been made up of daring, rebellious, persistent white men. Shirley isn't deterred. During the campaign, words, and more words are thrown at her. Have you cooked your husband breakfast yet? Shouldn't you be cleaning your house? Women ought to take care of their families, not run for office. Well, they're not being very nice, right? Go to the next page. There's Shirley. She's looking pretty calm. Just Shirley hears only the most important words from her father long ago. Make something of yourself, right? Sitting at home doing stuff. She doesn't feel that's for her, right? Let's go to the next page. All right, election night, 1964. Hey, that was when I was born. The votes are tallied: 18,149, 18,150, 18,151, 20,957 votes have been cast, and Shirley Chisholm wins by more than 16,000. Wow, 16,000 votes. Very cool. We see that picture here. Next page, and there she is, shaking hands with people. She must really work hard, and she won by huge. Wow, that many votes. 20,000 votes were cast. She won by more than 16,000, which means, ooh, I can't even do the math. Somebody got killed. Well, not really killed, but somebody got blown away. All right, let's go to the next page. All right, over the next 3 years, Shirley introduces bills to help disadvantaged students pay for college and to give unemployment insurance to domestic workers. She's talking to everybody, appealing to everybody. Okay, there's that picture. Let's go to the next one. Right, she speaks up so much that assemblymen complain. When she refuses to follow the rules, they call her a bossy troublemaker. When she challenges them, they mutter that she doesn't belong. What does Shirley do? Well, if you got to get things done, you got to get out there and try and work hard. But apparently, they didn't like what was going on. Okay, let's go to the next page. All right, she runs for Congress. Ah, okay. So she's here, she's talking to different people. She wants to upgrade, go to Congress, go to the next page. She posts signs and hands out flyers, talks to ladies sitting on park benches and men standing on street corners, visits housing projects, churches, and living rooms too. She works and works and works. Her campaign slogan is Unbought and Unbossed, right? That's it. That's what she writes on the signs. All right, good deal. Look at her working hard. Next page, meeting a lot of people, right? All right, so we see the page here. Looks like Shirley is talking to different people. Somebody else is getting the microphone, though. The reporters are talking to them. Looks like a male, not her. Go to the next page. Her fellow assemblymen refuse to support her. Even reporters ignore her, only interviewing her opponent. Shirley protests, "Who are they?" They retort, just a little school teacher who happened to go to the assembly. Hasn't Shirley helped students pay for college? Hasn't she proposed bills to fund daycare centers? Hasn't she organized rallies, driven voters to the polls, and fought for the rights of the poor? But could she? Dare she win? Let's go to the next page. All right, so we see these in different magazines like New York Times, People's Choice, Ebony Magazine, all different kind of stuff. The only one they've got going, Your One Vote. So she's pushing and trying to get out there, put her face out there. Next page. Okay, election night, 1968. The votes are tallied: 34,883, 34,884, 34,885, 52,433 votes are cast. Shirley Chisholm wins by more than 21,000 votes. This, wow, look at all the different magazines again. Publications, Jet Magazine, others. Go to the next page. Once again, this, the next page. Daring, rebellious, persistent troublemaker is the first African American woman elected to Congress, and she never stops asking questions. There she is, peace sign, right? Go to the next page. And there's the author's note. It talks a little bit about how Shirley is information. You see a picture of her for real. Okay. How did Shirley become so bossy, bold, and daring? It talks about, so make sure you get the book and read it for yourself. And it talks about, on the bottom part, the series of strokes that she passed away in January 1st of 2005 at the age of 80 years old. So once again, like, share, and subscribe. We'll go to the back cover here. Okay. So I don't quite have that. So anyway, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. It's a great, great, great read. Learn about Shirley Chisholm. So be daring, be challenging, be rebellious. Get out there and learn and grow. If this is something you want to do in politics. Otherwise, whatever you do locally, go ahead and do that. Don't stop. Don't give up. Keep pushing forward. Just like I'm doing here today, I want the channel to grow. So please like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care and have a great, great day.